Hey everyone, I'm Saxon with SC Haulers, and today we are going over Redwind Linehaul being back in Stan. With the Onyx Facilities now lighting up the system, everyone from corrupt execs to outlaw factions wants a piece of the action, and as usual, Redwind's right in the middle of it, offering linehaul contracts in Stan once again. But while the missions are new, the bugs are familiar. In today's run, we'll cover the ins and outs of these fresh linehaul jobs and what you'll need to watch out for, like missing mission markers, no quantum points, tractor beams that are broken, and a couple other things. But oh man, I know it's an Evo build still. They're coming out with a new PTU build tomorrow, Tuesday, August 5th. And hopefully that will make server stability way better, because this took me about 4 hours to record because of how many server errors we had. But that being said, you'll need patience, you'll need precision, and maybe a compass. So we're going to be flying the Asperia Prowler utility today. First thing we're going to do is go to contracts. And I don't have any reputation currently in PTU. I reset my account to get all my ships. So you can see here I have nothing. We're going to go to contracts and down to hauling. And these are going to be your starter contracts. So you can see the Kovalex one, but the one we're focusing on, like I said earlier, is Redwind Linehaul. And this is kind of cool because it's introducing cargo hauling into the new activity, basically. It also pays 109k for the initial entry mission. Now you can see here in the details, it does say you need a ship that can hold at least 32 SCU of cargo containers. So make sure you have something big enough, because these missions will go from like 10 SCU all the way up to like 24 from what I've seen so far. But this is basically the gist of it. One thing that caught me off guard about this was that it wants you to pick up cargo at Seraphim Station and then deliver it over to Grim Hex. So oddly enough, I was already here when I started. I wasn't planning on that happening, but here we are. So that's going to be your first thing. I believe you can pick these up in any planetary system that you are in. So like if you're in ArcCorp, it would want you to pick up at Baijini and then deliver over to Grim Hex. But I don't know that for sure. I will confirm later. That being said, a really cool thing about this mission is you get paid 109k. So if you do this, if you're a brand new hauler, like you're just getting into the game, you could do this mission if you have a large enough ship and go deliver this cargo and make 109k, and then you can go rent something bigger, like the raft, for instance. Now you're not gonna be able to do this in like the Avenger Titan or the RSI Aurora, because you need 10 SCU of cargo. I mean, if you do multiple trips, obviously you can, but the ideal scenario is have a ship big enough to take it all in one load so you don't have to go back and forth. Okay, so the first bug that I encountered, and this is just a general bug overall, is tractor beams are not locking onto your cargo, and I think this is more related to server stability rather than an actual bug, because you can see I'm like picking up the cargo and it's going, and then it just snaps back to the grid. Easiest way I found to work around this is using the max lift. It still has this same issue where it just drops the cargo and snaps it back to the grid, but it seems to be more reliable overall. And you can see there I picked it up with the max lift and was perfectly fine. This 4 SCU container that I'm picking up here seems to be working fine. But the 2 STU container that I'm going to pick up here, it does not want to move at all. So same thing, it's very inconsistent on how this bug works, but this is it. And hopefully this is just a server stability thing, because if it's not, this is going to get very, very annoying very, very quickly. Next bug that you're going to encounter is this one. If you're going too fast and use the space brake or the boost, it will crash your game, which is very exciting. CIG has said in one of the issue council posts, make sure you report it in that game crash thing that I just had on my screen. Otherwise, I put an issue council thing up, and I did that because I've crashed so many times today from different like ship mechanics not working. I just put it on there because I'm tired of reporting it. CIG, do your job and report it to the right team. Okay, so I had like 5 server errors after I finally got into Grimhex, and I'm just skipping through that whole process because it took me 30 minutes to unload these 3 containers, 3 or 4 containers, whatever it was. Fortunately, I had one of the boxes on the freight elevator, and fortunately, it just stored the box in my local inventory. Again, these server errors are going to happen because it's an Evocati build. It doesn't have the current code base to support the server stability that we see on live. And I know a lot of you are going to say, what server stability? Just don't. I'm not up for that argument right now. Just know that Evo builds have a different server base or code base than the live server does. We're going to take a look at our hauling missions now. We have 2 missions. This one is to pick up 21 SCU of medical supplies and deliver it to Orison. This one is pick up audio-visual equipment and deliver it to Orison as well. Interesting. Redwind Linehaul usually does like nefarious type hauling contracts, which is why they're so prominent in Pyro, because they deal with gangs like the Headhunter and CFP, yada yada yada. I guess Rough and Ready as well. But interesting that they're delivering to Orison. Medical supplies to Orison. I wonder if Crusader was just like, hey, Redwind, we know there's medical supplies in there. There is a resource crisis. Or a region crisis, sorry. Go grab those medical supplies and bring them back to me. Outside of that, it looks like the missions are 89k, so they did drop by 20k compared to that introductory mission, which is not out of the ordinary. That happens all the time for some reason in Star Citizen. But it is what it is. Now this audio-visual equipment from Onyx Facility S2B3, I don't think I've ever seen the audio-visual equipment in a cargo hauling mission before, so that is new. That being said, audio-visual equipment currently sells at a no question asked terminal for around 15.2 thousand. And this mission gives us 89k. So let's do the math there. So stolen cargo commodities only sell at 1/4 the price. And so that would give us at not 15.2k, but 3.8k per SCU. And so on this mission, if we had 24 SCU times 3,800 SCU, that would be 91,200. So you would make a couple more SCU if you were to just take the cargo. But if the system is working properly, where the values are different for every single mission, like this one's 24, but the next one might be 10, the next one might be 15 after that, or 18 after that, whatever the case is. So we'll take a look at that. Currently you can make about 2,000 more AUEC if you were to just sell the cargo directly at Grimhex rather than turn in the mission. It may not even be worth it. Now the next bug you're going to encounter is mission and quantum markers disappearing. And you can see here, like I still have the mission marker here. It still shows it on the mobiGlas map, but when you look at the planet, it is gone, does not appear. And unfortunately, even though you plotted a route to it, because that marker is not available on your UI, you're not going to be able to go to it regardless. So what I've done here is I've gone to a nearby station, and nearby is relative. There's some of these sites I've gone to and I've had to travel like 200k. Now I don't expect anybody to actually do this, but what I'm doing here is going to the map and I'm trying to get a relative location of where the mission marker is at, and then my location, and then using the compass to actually get me there. So remember, 0 is completely north, 90 degrees would be completely east, 180 would be south, and then 270 would be west. You can see the line for the equator on the map, on the mobiGlas map, and so you should be able to get a good determination of what direction you need to go. And you can see we've just arrived, and there's no mission marker, no quantum marker, or nothing. And there's some Valakar down there. Alright, let's get inside and get this stuff loaded. I know a lot of you are going to wait for this to go to live before you actually get here, but I totally recommend that you at least get into the Onyx facility and explore around. Like, if it's not your thing, like, just look around the facility. It's really, really cool. And if this is what I think it is, which is like a copy-pasted facility from Squadron 42, chef's kiss. Like, if this is what Squadron 42 is going to look like, I like it. And it's really cool. But moving on. Okay, so we just turned in this mission. I just want to see our reputation and see where we're at after completing 1, the entry level mission, and 2, the that 1 rookie level mission. And it looks like we're over halfway through rookie. So this is probably similar to Kovalex, where you have to complete the trainee and 3 more missions in order to get to junior rank. And we still have the same 2 missions, but it looks like the locations are changing. Still, again, 24 SCU of audio visual, 21 SCU of medical supplies. And look at that. It changed the SCU count. So it said 21 SCU of medical supplies on one screen, and then after I accepted, it said 16 SCU of medical supplies. And I'm also fairly certain that said deliver it to Orison. Let's run it back. Okay, cool. So you can't even trust that the missions are going to be accurate. Awesome. So the last thing I want to do is get a couple of these missions done and see if when I get to junior reputation, if that unlocks more missions. And if somebody has the data mined information on this and wants to let me know, I would appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you in a few hours, which for you will be this jump cut right here. Okay, so we hit junior rank. You see just the bottom of junior rank. We go back to contracts. And hauling small grade. Yep, still just 2 missions. So it looks like you only get 2 missions for this particular patch for Redwind Linehaul. And I think that's just to get like cargo haulers involved with that particular content. And then maybe you evolve from doing Red Haul in Stanton and then moving over to Pyro. But that's just me speculating. You know what, gang? Give me your thoughts on what you think about Redwind returning to Stanton. And why do you think that Redwind Linehaul is in Stanton? And personally, I think it's because between the criminals of Grimhex and the companies that want the medical supplies, the ASD facilities have something that they want, and Redwind is known to be in nefarious activities. That being said, I am Sacks of Wine with SC Haulers, and we will see you at the next haul.
Sacks of wine, the spaceway king, hauling dreams on metal wings, from moon to planet and back again. Sacks of wine.